This was around BSL time, and I think it was. Oya was on fire back then.
Okay, so our next show match is Babo versus Oya. Took place recently, 2 days ago, I think. That's the 7 S rank cash prize show match. On normal ladder maps, I believe this is Neo Sylphid. And yes, it's the best of 7 of you. Apparently neither of them know. Right? Some colorful language.
Babo seemed confident. We will see.
So both of these gentlemen are playing in the Russian cyber games. Over $10,000 prize pool. Absolutely wonderful.
Oya looked like he's going for the gateway opener. Because on this map, if you go for the Forge opener, you want to go do the Overlord Scout. Whereas if you're going for the gateway opener, you don't want to send your probe across the map at 8. You need it to be around at 10 to place your gateway. I think gateway opener on Silver is probably the better opener. I like this. And then are we going to do an Overlord Scout, or are we just straight across? We are going for the Overlord Scout. So yeah, he's going to get first scout at 12 o'clock. Everything's coming up Oya so far. Babo's not going to get first Overlord Scout, whereas Oya's going to get first scout on him. And we have an overpull by the look of it, so that's basically standard. Overpull against 10 gate is completely fine. Question is, would he block the hatchery? Because the hatchery will be coming down about now-ish. Yeah, it looks like he will. Nice. This is really good for Oya. Never mind. If he could block it for longer, that would have been really good. And Babo is just making a single pair of lings. He's continuing to do drones. So, looks like Babo is not trying to do any kind of counter attack. He's just going to build enough lings to deny the Zealot pressure and keep building eco. Not building any lings earlier than he has to. Staying on drones for now. He's got to send the scout drone, which is not what he wants to be doing, but the Overlord didn't go in the right direction. And he's got to confirm what the build is. Though he has done that now. And it looks like we're going to see 3 Zealots into Nexus. Off of just 2 pylons. Yeah, there we go. And the Zealots are running across the map, which I like. He has correctly read that Babo is not trying to do bullshit. So there's not going to be counterattacks he has to worry about. Because normally you would, I think, keep one Zealot back and put a Zealot on a probe in your choke if Babo had gone straight into 6 lings at the start. But instead, because Babo made the drones, I was confident doing this. Micro is fine from both sides. I don't hate any of that. Good. Third base on the high ground, top left. I like that. He's keeping Babo on just 10 drones. This is he's getting what he wants done here. I mean, he's not getting a shit ton of kills, but he doesn't need to, because the whole point is that the kills are the drones that never got made. Still sending the Zealots. I like that as well. I like how aggressive he's being here, because he's correctly read that that Babo isn't going to send anything to counter. And so he doesn't need to worry about defending. He can just pump probes, take a Nexus. He can pick this off, it's going to be good for him, but I don't know that he can. Or he's running straight for... He's found it. 2 lings is not nothing, and then the next zealot is going to go. Because right now, he needs to know whether there's a Hydra Den. If there's a Hydra Den, he has to change his play completely. He's not going to be able to find out. I don't think we don't have a cybernetical yet, do we? Yeah, it's only just starting now. So right now, Oya is he's got the ability to make zealots, but he can't do anything with them because their speedling's out. He doesn't have the scouting information he needed. He doesn't even know where the third base is. He can suspect the third base is in top left, and that would make a lot of sense, but he doesn't know. This is a really scary place to be as Protoss. You know you have an eco advantage, but you don't know what that eco advantage means for you. You don't know what's coming. 2 gateway with a big zealot wall though is absolutely perfect here. He's got his 1 cannon and he's got a bunch of zealots walling. This is exactly what he wants. Assuming he doesn't let anything in, and he's not going to let anything but 1 zealot or 1 zergling in. He saw a bunch of lings too. That gives him a better idea of what's going on. It could still be Hydras following this, but it's unlikely to be Hydras. And he's going to send up the... It's really scary to send up Zealots like this because you know there's speedings out there. You could get counterattacked any time. But you do have to get some scouting information. You can't just hope for the best. You do need to know what it is that the Zerg's doing. And he's going to find out. This attack shouldn't actually kill it. It's not going to win. It doesn't need to. The whole point is that if there were Hydralisks, you would see them right now. And if you don't see Hydralisks, you know that it's got to be Expire. So he's got the information he was after. The speedlings tells him that there's Mutalisk coming. And he's getting Dragoon range and he's pumping Dragoons. These Zealots, there's no way they can ever get back home. Not against speedlings. He's just got to try and get as much value as he can. But the Zealots have already paid for themselves. The Zealots are just for the scouting.
Quite a few hits too.
That's good. It's a very even game so far. Zerg is where Zerg wants to be. But Oya is not going to get caught off guard. If you look at what he's doing, he knows it's Mutalisk, and he's completely correct. This is a difficult map to defend against Mutalisks on it without crosshairs though. Like, it's the natural expansion can very easily be harassed by mutas. It's just not a good place to put Dragoons on it. So I would expect that these Mutalisks are going to head straight to the natural and just start killing workers, and there's not going to be so much you can do about it. Let's take a look at the cannon positioning. Yeah, that's about as good as you can do, but it's not great. If he gives up harassing now, that's bad.
Well, some of these meters look like they're almost dead.
Yeah, but the main was never the right place to go. And if you get to a really bad play, you can get lucky and run in, and they won't expect Mutalisks. But Oya, he went out and he got the scout, and then once he got the scout, he's gonna make the adjustment. I don't like this by Babo. I think that he should be harassing the natural. He's got the Mutalisk count to do it. And like, okay, there's 3 cannons there now. There were 2 cannons at the time. Even 3 cannons, you can still get a lot done. But instead, he's just letting Oya transition into his blades. Like, that drone count isn't high enough. Like, instead of making drones, he's been making Mutalisks, but he's not been using them. What's the Zerg hatchery count? 2, 3, 5. 5 hatchery, 29 drones. Yeah, I just don't see him actually holding Oya once Oya gets his double upgrades down. Like, the Protoss army, when it rolls out onto the map, is going to be fearsome. And you're not going to be able to hold it with... He's still putting Mutalisk too. And plus air attack. So his read is that Oya's never going to go Corsair, and that he can defeat Oya's ground army with Mutalisks. And I don't know that that's right. I mean, I guess we'll see, but Oya's getting Maelstrom too. There's no long game Zerg win condition here. He's going like 10+ minute mutiling against Archon with double upgrades and Maelstrom coming. That's just it. I don't think it ever ends well. With no Stargate, so the Protoss is going to be limited on mobility. Is one thing that Zerg has going for him. Zerg literally can just do this, and the Protoss is going to have to run his entire Dragoon army back. And it's going to be this shit over and over. Even once Maelstrom's done, this shit is going to continue. Yeah, oh, I like this actually. Babo, maybe I've underestimated. Okay, too much. Sorry, Babo. The second there, I thought you knew what you were doing, but you don't know what you're doing. So, if you don't have a Stargate against mass Mutalisks, you're in this weird position where the Mutalisks can just attack you and then run away, attack you, run away. You can't get your army where you need to be quickly enough. Oh,
I always hated that micro.
He didn't even try that micro, he just tried to kill you off as quick as possible. It took 3 solid hits, which means that basically all the Mutalisks are dead. Even the ones that are still alive are just walking corpses. But yeah, if you go into the Protoss main, you can kill the cannons, because against 24 Mutalisks, cannons do nothing. Then by the time the Protoss comes back, you can be somewhere else. It doesn't matter if the Protoss army can defeat your Mutalisks, if the Protoss army can't be where the Mutalisks are. Which is what he was trying to do. And you can do the same even once they got the Darkon. You just need to be very careful about knowing where the Darkon is. As long as you know where the Darkon is, you can be completely fine against it. But it's... Oya didn't turn around, is the thing. He was threatening Oya, saying, okay, if you don't turn around, I'm going to kill your main. Oya just went for it. And Babo's whole plan was that the 5 Sunkens were going to be enough, and the 5 Sunkens were not enough. And then once this happens, you're fucked. You can't ever get caught by the Darkon if you go mass Mutalisks the build.
If you target a group of mutas with Maelstrom, I don't think they miss, right?
Maelstrom can't miss if you click on the unit. You can only miss if you do an area cast on it. You can just cast it on a unit, and then the Darkon will cast whatever that unit once it's in range, which means it will never miss. But that was a more interesting game than I thought it was going to be, because the I wasn't sure about Babo's build, but it turned out there was a plan. The plan didn't work. Eclipse. I think we're going to see another gateway expand, but both are very viable on Eclipse. I wasn't a huge fan of it. Yeah, it's going to be a gateway expand. I wasn't a huge fan of Babo's build because building all the Mutalisks ASAP and then running straight at the main, he was expecting to find what? Like just a naked expansion or a naked main base. It was never going to be undefended. The whole point of Oya sending out the Zealots is so Oya could get a read on what Babo had, and Oya got the read. If the opponent has got the read on you, you can't just send the units anywhere and hope for the best. Okay, we're going to see a 11 hat, maybe even 12. 12 would be silly on this map because you're going to get first scouted. So yeah, 11 is better. I like it. Is Oya just going to go put a pardon at 12 o'clock? I like it because you need this pylon anyway. This doesn't cost you anything because if you do a gateway expand, you have a second pylon before your gateway anyway. Sorry, before your nexus anyway. So this is a pylon that you needed. So all it's going to do is cause a timing difference where you have to replace the pylon later on. But there's no reason that Zerg would kill the pylon super early. There is a reason that the Zerg would try and take a third hatchery quickly, at which point they go up there and they find that they can't. This is kind of bullshit and also kind of genius. I love it. This is going to be really annoying for Babo. He's going to... Oh, he's not going to get the drone, surely. Yeah, Babo wanted to be going towards his third hatchery pretty quickly. And instead he's going to find that he's stuck on 2 bases, which means he's going to be forced to build a bunch of lings that he doesn't want. And then the lings are just going to do nothing because Oya's going to have a wall. If we watch his money, once he's trying to take his third hatchery, he's just going to sit there and go, well, this is not ideal. I guess I have to build some lings. See, there we go. He's building lings instead. Just building 8 Zerglings against 1 Zealot and 1 Probe. And there goes the Nexus. See, Oya doesn't need to actually do very much harass damage now. The damage is already done because Zerg can't take a third hatchery. He got a drone, 2 lings, that's fine. That's great. That's all he needed. There's still no third hatchery. The drone is just attacking the pylon. And he's got the money for it. He's got 400 minerals. And it's a big deal because lava are a resource in matchup. Or I guess in all Zerg matchups. But like your hatchery is producing lava. That's income. You spend lava. Lava are a resource that you need to earn. And he isn't earning his lava. And that means that he won't have the ability to power the way he wants to. It's still no hatchery, it's not even started. This is so much damage. I don't think Babo had any idea how to deal with that. He should have immediately placed another hatchery in the main, I guess. And then at least he would have had the lava income. It would put him into a weird build where he has to go, he's done that now. It would have put him in a weird build where he had to go like 4 hatcheries before lair. But that's better than this. This is just terrible.
I suppose you can expand in the upper left.
I mean, even then, how are you going to hold it? Also, you still missed your timing is the thing. You want to take that third hatchery the moment you have the 300 minerals because you want the lava income as soon as possible. If you look at his situation now, he's got enough income to run 3 hatcheries. He doesn't have 3 hatcheries. Like, he could be building more drones than he is and having more workers than he is. He can't build them because there's nothing to build them with. There's no lava. This is a really shitty position to be in as Zerg. He's got all these Zerglings that do nothing because Oya has a wall. He's got all this money for building extra drones to get ahead on his economy. He can't do it. Can't spend the money because there's no way to spend it. Like, Babo's a good player and he's floating 500 minerals early game. That's not what you expect to happen. But that pylon block just absolutely devastating. Yeah, this Hydra that he's being forced into, that makes perfect sense that he's going Hydra right now. Because like the standard opener is just completely non-viable at this point. He's eventually got a decent amount of money, decent amount of production, but it's too late. Normally, off the gateway opener, Oya would be wanting to send Zealots out onto the map to look for Hydras, and he's not been able to do that this game, which is a factor that's going to be bad for him. Well, I don't know that we're going to actually see a Hydra all in. I think what we're seeing is Hydras defensively here. Babo knows that the Stargate is done, and so he needs Hydras just to protect Overlords. We're seeing a +1 speed dot transition too.
Thanks, Tara, for rating us.
So with the late lair, that means that during the mid game or during the late early game, Babo's going to have the ability to kind of hide it, and they're going to be able to just walk all over cannons, gateways at the front, goons, slow lots, whatever. However, if Babo doesn't transition before the mid game, once Storm gets out, it's going to be a different situation entirely. There's just going to be no win condition for Babo once Storm's done if he can't transition. And it looks like he's not transitioning. He's going to 6 hatcheries, but he's staying on the hatchery tech. So I would say that this is kind of all in. What he needs is for Oyo to just walk out into the middle of the map, get flanked by Hydras, and lose everything. And then if that happens, then he can just counter-attack immediately, and Oyo's going to be making high tempo G energy. They're not going to be able to storm in time. The natural will fall. But if Oyo doesn't give him the victory, then he's not going to have the victory. He's putting himself in a position where he needs Oyo to make a mistake. And I don't know that Oyo's going to make one. Oyo's got the Corsair that he can just fly around. He's going to check on the lair timing, he's going to check the hatchery count. Or not. There we go. Nope. Okay, Oyo's just going to troll me. He's just fucking with me now. It's yeah, he sees the lair, he knows where he's at, he knows there's no better Mutilis, no better lurkers. The only thing that could be on the map is Hydralisks, and he can deal with Hydralisks, which is why he's not pressuring. Because there's no advantage to being out on the map against all those Hydralisks. Because you don't need to. The Hydralisk can't kill you. All you need to do is not die. So he's just taking the free expansion, which he can do, because if the Hydralisks attack him, he's got Storm. If he doesn't get flanked on the map, he's fine. And I think we're going to see him just take a safe third base, and Babo's build is not going to do anything. Babo doesn't have a mid game here, and if you don't have a mid game, then that's an issue against Protoss, because the Protoss PvZ mid game is incredibly strong. Once Oyo gets his third base, it's going to be 10 gateway time. It's going to be double upgrades time. In fact, he already has double upgrades running. Yeah, Oyo is playing purely to the mid game. He's looked at the situation. He says, "Okay, I'm not worried about you doing anything to me in the short term. All I need to do is not die, get my mid-game win condition going, which is free gas, which is double upgrades, which is high Templars with Storm. Once I have that, there's no way you can win." And he's correct. There's no way that Babo can win from here. And it all comes down to that pylon. That's the funny thing about this one game, is that Oyo killed him with a pylon. Because Babo wasn't expecting it. And he didn't respond to it. Lair's done at this point, but the Robo's building. Dragoon Ranger's coming. He's not going to get caught off guard by either Mutilis or Lurkers. And the gateways are going down. These High Templar were built towards the start of the game, and they have banked up a shit ton of energy. But like Babo made a round or two of drones just trying to bulk up his free base economy, but not going to make a difference. He either could have had a shit ton of Hydralisks and lost them to Zealot Storm, or he would have had drones and this would happen. But there was no good time to be had there by him. And the beautiful thing about all these upgraded speed dots is that they can just choose their fights. If Oyo runs across the map and he finds way too much stuff, or he finds there's been a bunch of Mutilis made, he can just run away with the Zealot. So if they're faster than anything the Zerg has, so you don't actually have to lose them. You can poke with them and then you can run away. Right now he can't run away because he's trapped. I don't think he really minds. This is fine. He's building 6 Dragoons in a single go right now. Doubling the Zerg on supply.
Should he have tried to counter in that situation?
I mean, I think a counterattack probably would have been the best thing Babo could have done, but it would have just been a base trade, and Oyo would have won it. If Oyo makes any DTs, he wins the base trade. he's got more money, more bases, better upgrades. There's no win condition. It all comes down to that pylon. It's kind of funny. But Babo just sat there on 500 minerals for ages on 2 hatcheries, just looking at the pylon, trying to work out what to do from here. I don't think the same thing's going to work twice though. I think that's the time that Babo loses to the pylon. And I think next time it happens, he's going to know better. You lose to a pylon once. Yeah, the lurker setting. It doesn't make a difference. The guy has his numbers. That was just one-sided from the beginning.
Game 2 goes to Oya in this best of 7 S rank cash prize show match.
Single pylon wins the game.
Have you ever done that on a game PvZ Eclipse?
I have not. I've done a pylon block at the start of the game where they are trying to do a 12 hatch. But I haven't seen anybody just... Because it comboed nicely with the Zealots is the thing, because the Zerglings were busy. There was no time for the Zerglings to leave the Zealots alone and go deal with a pylon. I think had he just placed the hatchery next to the pylon, that would have been the best play. Or to place it in the natural. Just you needed a third hatchery immediately. Because as I said, lava are a resource. You need to have the lava income to spend, and he didn't have it. But it was very nicely done. No complaints about watching that. I think we might see a forge opener on this map. I think this circuit breaker's the gate opener isn't as strong. But we will see.
Why isn't a gate opener strong with circuit breaker?
It's just it's a big map and it's kind of an open map, and the Zerg doesn't need to take a far bird.
Right.
I feel like on this map the Zerg is more compact. They have an easier time defending against Zealots, and also you have a harder time doing the sending your Zealots out on the map, knowing that if the Zerglings counterattack, you can then block them with like a Zealot and a probe and hold your natural. On this map, that's not so true. It's quite difficult to hold your natural. Did he see that Overlord is the question. He did not. Oh, Oya, this is gonna be sad. I'm sorry this happened to you, Oya. Sometimes you have to go really deep into the base at the side there to catch the Overlord. If you don't catch it, then this happens. Like, he's blind at this point. He has to go to the forge, because if there's an overpull, then and it's close positions, then he will lose if he doesn't have the forge first. He's now going to see the guys not at top right, and this is when you're feeling really shit about the game, because you now have to go cannon before Nexus to be safe. If it's a 9 pull, you need to go cannon before Nexus. But if it's anything else, cannon before Nexus is the worst decision you could ever make.
Is that right?
He's going to risk it. Okay, he's just betting it's an overpull. But this is risky. Like, the Lings are already done at this point, and the cannon's only just started. If it was a 9 pulled and 6 Lings, the game would be done. He got lucky here. The gas steal is going to be annoying, but I think Oya quite likes making Zealots, so it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just going to force him to spend minerals on something that isn't a simulator, fast core, and Stargate Rush. Delaying the Corsair though, and if you're delaying the Scout, is actually kind of useful. Like, it's going to put Oya in a difficult position here because he doesn't have any scouting. He can't get the scouting information that he wants quickly. He might have to just run out with like 3 Zealots just to see what happens. But that's it's kind of difficult to do that on after a forge opening. It doesn't feel great to do that. But it feels even worse to play blind. So this is a good thing that Babo did here. This is going to be make the game much more difficult for Oya. And especially if he follows it up with something like a V-Hat Hydra. Because if he follows it up with V-Hat Hydra, by the time that Oya finds out what's going on, it's going to be too late. And there's the Hydra Den. I like this. Because Oya has no idea this is going on. He might suspect it because of the lengths that Babo's going to hide it. But the last two games we saw, I guess we didn't see a lair last game, but the last two games we saw pretty standard stuff. It's not obvious that it's going to be a Hydra game, and there's no way that Oya can find out because of how delayed his Stargate is and how delayed his Zealots are. In fact, yeah, he's going into +1 here, and his gas was very delayed, so that +1 is all the gas he has. There's not going to be a quick Stargate this game. I like the Hydras this game. I think the Hydras going to be effective. Why is he still making drones though? This is what, 973? So 973 has 22 drones normally. Okay, yeah, we're still... Yeah, this is 973. We're good. I'm sorry I doubted you, Babo, but 22 drones is the exact number of the 973. Oh, Babo, don't let this happen. Not like this. Not like this, Babo. Well, I guess that happened. So that has been scouted now. Sealing the gas and then stopping the scouting was an excellent way to open the game. There's no Corsair coming, so Oya could have had no idea that it was Hydra. But if you let the probe take a look, then suddenly the fact there's no Stargate is actually really good for Oya. He hasn't wasted money on the Stargate he doesn't need. And he's doing the Dragoon range micro hold. This is something that we saw best do in the most recent ASL, and it's difficult. It's because Dragoons with range have one more range than Hydra, which means you can technically kite Hydralisk with them. But at the same time, Dragoons are really bad compared to Hydralisk. This means that if you mess up the micro, it's so difficult. Oh, and that sometimes happens too. So what he's doing is technically possible, but it's really difficult. I'm not sure about this. He's making gateways, he's massing Dragoons, but the Dragoons lose to Hydralisks. It's just Dragoon just plinking away at them with range. Oh, why are we seeing two more hatcheries going? We're seeing... This is transitioning to 5 hatch instead of making... I think he could have broken it. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that the Hydras could have broken the Dragoons. Instead he's doing... His build is all over the place. He's making Hydralisks. He's also making hatcheries. This is a transition out of the build while also continuing to make the Hydralisks on the build. I don't know about that. This is...
I guess it's less riskier than going all in Hydras.
But if you're not prepared to go all in on the Hydras, don't go the Hydras. I think there's...
He didn't know he'd get scouted, I guess.
Yeah, he shouldn't have gotten scouted is the thing. The Goon opening that Oya did here is kind of an okay opening when you don't know what they have. It's like a... If they go quick muters, the Dragoons are kind of okay. And if they go Hydras, you can micro them and you can kind of hold if you're really good. But it's not what you want. It's the reason that you go the Goons is because you're skipping the Stargate and you want to be safe just in case it is mutants. But there's nothing that the Dragoons are actually good against. It's just you can survive against everything if you're really good at the micro. If you're bad at the micro, the Goons just lose to Mutalisks, so you lose to Hydralisks. I don't know about this push. I mean, he's up 45 workers to 22. He doesn't need to be pushing. You don't need to follow up a hold against a free Hydra with any kind of counter aggression.
I imagine it's
probably
hard
the
to
only way he
break
can
out of these
lose.
bridges.
Okay, he's going to get most of them back out safely.
So a lot of hybrids.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Fee-Hat Hydra opening. There's going to be a lot of Hydras.
There's no Overlord.
Yeah, there's no Overlord, which is weird given that there's no Corsair.
Oh, that's real unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even unfortunate. It's just I guess he didn't consider this as a possibility.
Yeah, he could have broke there.
Yeah, that was there was not going to be any storm following it. There was the only thing that I had to defend that with was range dragoons and speed dots, neither of which are good against Mass Hydra. Now comes the Overlord, but it's going to be too late. The cannons are going to get rebuilt, and there's going to be a storm. Also, he's not actually. Babo's building drones at this point. We've gone from 22 drones to 32 drones. You've got a round of 10 drones all at once. So he's not pulling the trigger. I think had he pulled the trigger there, he could have broken him though. We saw that just how badly the speed dots and dragoons did. Had there been an Overlord, the DT would have died, and I think he would have just rallied all 5 hatcheries and just kept making Hydras. Oya's gateways are online at this point though. Like, I'm not liking Babo's position anymore. Babo could very easily have won this, but he didn't. Or at least he hasn't yet. Oya is where he wants to be. He's got his gateways, he's got his upgrades, he's got the probe count to support it. He's just going to run around on the map. And until we see lurkers, there's not going to be much that Babo can do to survive it. Just have to run away. And then here comes a round of dragoons, so he can pick off the buildings at the front. The Robo's starting for the observer. Yeah, he can't break through here, but he doesn't need to. The pressure is what he's after, and then he's going to follow up the pressure with the dragoons. Just break down the wall, and then he's going to flood in. But there's a degree to which Oya got lucky here. Getting that pro huge. Babo never should have let that happen. And then I think had Babo committed on the Fee-Hat Hydra and it had actually been a surprise, it would definitely have worked. Or had he committed on the 5-Hat Hydra when the DT held it, that would have worked. The counterattack is nice, but he can't hold his army. This flood is just going to come in and end it. That was a nice trade. And we're not seeing it, but the speed dots are killing all the Hydras at 6 o'clock. And they finish that fight and they're coming back. So the entire flanking army of Babo has been destroyed.
Is it 3-0 for Oya so far?
Yeah.
How's the
Game 1
closest Babo
was
got?
a good game on Silphid, but I didn't like the mass muter. He ran them into an Archon, and then again into a Darkon. Game 2, Oya won with a Pylon. In Game 3, I did like the Fee-Hat Hydra opening was cohesive, coherent, it was good. Oya's scout was really late because he misscouted 9 o'clock at the start. He looked for the Overlord, but he didn't see it, and that led him to scout the wrong base over and over. Then Babo followed that by doing a gas steal, which delays the Corsair, which means that Oya has no way of finding out there's a Fee-Hat Hydra. And a wall of 2 Zerglings on the ramp, sorry. So Oya's playing completely blind. It's been fast muted one game, Mass Hydra after Eco this other game. There's no reason to think it's Fee-Hat Hydra beyond the fact that you're blind and Fee-Hat Hydra is a possibility. I liked the opening by Babo a lot until he fucked it up.
I think he lost an Overlord.
Yeah, he would have lost an Overlord to a degree, but it's that's okay. You just send more. When you're going for a Hydro Bust, you just rally some Overlord across the map.
It didn't look like he was making more, eh? Not sure why.
And it's just a mistake. That's the thing. Sometimes players make mistakes.
He
He
didn't
knows
they
expect it
don't.
to go that far.
Especially not Pato.
Like, he knows how to do a Hydro Bust, I'm sure, and he knows that when you do a Hydro Bust, you send a few extra Overlords. Okay, so we're going to see another Gateway opener, this time on Polypod. I don't know about the... I guess I was going to say I don't know about the Gateway opener on this location, because this location on Polypod is awful to play PvZ. If you look at the wall that you have to use, it's just... There's no wall there, you have to add a second pylon to make it work. Look at this. It's,
Very wide.
yeah, you're going to always have one gap between the forge and the pylon on the bottom, and then like 2 to 3 zealots up at the top. You actually have to put a second pylon at the top if they go speedlings. It's not a good location, and that might be why he did the 9 gate. He did get the Overlord scout, which is advantageous for him, but the Overlord's going to see the gateway as well, so Babo is going to have perfect information about what Oya is doing, and he's going for the overpull, which I like. Overpull is completely fine against 9 gate. I would like to see him make more lings though, because what we've seen in, I think on Sylphid, where we saw the gateway opener against the overpull, is that Babo only made a few, and then tried to get out drones, and then the lings were purely defensive. The lings were just used to keep the zealots off of him, but there was no counterattack threat. On this map, with these positions, I want to see those lings just running past the zealot. I want to see those lings being a counterattack threat, because you can't stop them on this map. The only thing Oya could do is put one zealot and one probe on the ramp and hope for the best. It's just a very difficult position to play with this build. We're seeing him go 2 zealot nexus, and he's sending both the zealots. I want to see the lings go past. And he's building lings. I like it. Last game he just built a few lings, then went with drones. But this game we're seeing more ling production, and this is what I want to be seeing. Because I don't know how easy it's going to be for Oya to hold his natural in this situation. He's going to have 1 zealot against 6 lings. He's got to kill that probe. Oh, well, that was not the trade he was after. Losing 6 lings. If you don't kill the probe, then the probe is... Oh. Okay, there we go. The zealots are dead. And get the probes here. This is what I mean about this base location. Look at this. It's so difficult. Even if you've got 2 zealots, you still need to bring in 5 probes.
Who comes out of the victor out of this situation?
I think that Babo does, because just 15 probes is not that many. Although the trades were pretty bad for him in his main. He left the probe alone, which meant the probe was acting as the 3rd zealot. In terms of damage dealing capacity, like the probe hits, it's 2 zealot and a probe hit to kill a ling, or 3 zealot hits, which means that the probe is actually doing effectively as much damage as the zealot would. But you can kill it really easily. You just have to actually focus it, and he didn't focus it. Oh, this is sloppy. This is really sloppy. This is not... You can't afford to do that as Zerg, because now you have to remake all those lings. Which means you don't get the drone. He couldn't afford to let the zealots get back there. He needed to either block it, or once the zealots tried to get back there, he needed to be sending them around to the... like, pick a zealot to kill, and then you flank that zealot with the lings. Yeah, he keeps making lings 2 at a time. He doesn't want to be making these. These are drones that he's not making. It's not just the one drone that he just lost, which also shouldn't be happening. It's he's made like an extra 8 lings that he didn't need to be making, which is another 4 drones that he doesn't have. Like, this is really, really good harass that Oya's doing here. Picks up another drone. He got one of the natural as well. 27 drones to 13. Okay, this game's done. You can't let this happen. There's just one gateway rallying zealots. It's not even a lot of zealots. It's just that Babo keeps losing all of his zerglings. He runs his zerglings into chokes. He fights a zealot with 2 zerglings. Then once they're dead, he sends another 2 zerglings. He lost a bunch of extra zerglings at the start because of the probe. It's the zealot or the anti-zealot micro has just not been there this game, and the work account is telling the whole story. And it's not that he killed all the workers; it's that he never got a chance to make any. Because you can't make workers if you're making zerglings constantly. He's still got to make links. It hasn't stopped. Even now, he's making another 6 zerglings.
In this kind of situation, is it easier just to make a creep colony and turn it into a sunken?
I mean, if you're completely unwilling to learn how to micro zergling, yeah, sure, just build a sunken. But it shouldn't come to that. This is just, it's a core skill that Zergs need to have. He doesn't have it.
Preventing the Zealot from going to the behind the middle patches.
All of it. The fact that the first 2 zealots in the probe killed so much, the fact that the next zealots got to the middle line, the fact that he just wasn't controlling. For the entire time while he was killing the zealots at the natural, there was another zealot running into the main that just started fighting lings 2 at a time. He's just been out multitasked constantly. There's been multiple arenas where he needs to be controlling his lings correctly, and he hasn't been managing it. The lings have not been getting controlled the way he needs them to. This, he's going to try and pick up the cannon, but it's not going to make any difference. There's going to be a second cannon coming. And so now he's all in with the muters, but all the muters aren't going to do anything. We have 47 drones to 26 or 25, 47 probes to 25 drones. There's no win condition here for Zerg. You look at this and think, well, how does Zerg come out ahead here? They can't stop Protoss taking expansion. They can't hold an expansion against Protoss. You can't even stop this happening with singles. Like, even the drone pool there is worth more than 100 million. The Zealot is still getting good value. The harass is still happening. He's still alive.
Here's the sign.
But it doesn't matter. Like, his Oya behind us isn't slowing down. Oya's up to 52 workers. Look at the gateways going down on the minimap. There are no brakes on this Oya train. But it's that Zagdi control at the start. It's just Oya controlled it better in every arena.
Yeah.
There were always at least 2 things happening as well. There was the fight at Oya's natural, and then also the one at Babo's ramp, and Oya won both of those fights. The one at Babo's ramp, Oya won very decisively because of the probe that didn't get picked off. Like 6 lings against 2 zealots in a probe. You got to kill the probe first, and then you got to just run the lings back and wait for more lings, then get around and kill the 2 zealots. Instead, he focused the zealots. Oya was microing them, so as one got low, he pulled it back, and the probe's just in the back killing lings, just picking them off one after the other. It's a happy little Archon, just killing a bunch of Scourge. Yeah, Babo's still trying to recover his drone count, but he's only got up to 30. Oya's, he doesn't even need probes anymore. He's done with probes at this point. He goes, okay, now I've got my 6 gateways. Let's just build units 6 at a time. Storm's coming. Second Forge is coming. We're going to see Oya's supply go through the roof here. He's going to get like double Babo's supply and then just push and end it. Or just expand and then win through the expansion. He can pick however he's going to win. He doesn't need to commit to any particular type of victory. Looks like we're going to see just a Muta Scourge timing attack. He's got cannons. Oya's got all the money in the world. Yeah, look at this. There's just no way. And there will never be a way because Oya's got so much more money. He can actually just afford to lose Corsairs. It doesn't make a difference. He was up 70 supply.
4-0 for Oya?
4-0. I mean, Oya's good at this game.
He made it look easy, man. I mean, Babo, I think he can obtain and hold S rank somewhere.
Yeah, Oya's been on fire lately, though. Like, Oya's, it's not just that he's S rank. Oya is like at the top of the foreign StarCraft scene at the moment. I wouldn't bet on him over Bonnet, but there aren't many players that I wouldn't bet on Oya to beat.
Well, it's a pleasure having you cast, my friend. We have 2 more show matches tonight.
I think I'm done, unfortunately. I'm being summoned away.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure to watch these games.
Have a good night, my friend.
And you.